In this, the fourth ball game that the New Diana Eagles have played. It's the third ball game for Brock. Brock went 2-0 yesterday in Pool A. Hayden Thomas will start it off for the Eagles as New Diana will be the visitor. Takes a called strike at the knees, 0-1. New Diana is playing in this game as Hayden takes a ball low. After beating Grandview in the first round of bracket play 10-4 earlier this morning. It's going to be ball 2, delivered from number 16 on the bump for Brock, Rusnick. Rusnick's a left-handed hurler. That one's going to catch the corner, outside corner. It's going to take the count to 2-2. As we're just getting underway here at the top of the first inning. Thomas leading it off for New Diana. Rusnick kicks, fires. It's going to be called strike 3. Looked like a real good off-speed pitch in there that just hooked right into the strike zone there. So Thomas has a few words for Simmons and Newland both as he goes back to the dugout. That'll bring up the shortstop, number 4, Logan Simmons. Simmons takes a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Strike 2, cut on and missed. Quickly 0-2 on Simmons. The 0-2. High. Ball 1. Brock is in their blue pinstripes, gray jerseys and pants with blue pinstripes, royal blue. As that Rusnick offering is going to fall just inside. 2-2. It's going to be ball 3. Coming in there just below the knee. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Simmons cuts and fouls it back to the screen. We'll reset and do it again. The 3-2. Another dribbler to the on-deck circle. This will be Simmons' 8th pitch at the at-bat. Logan had a 12-pitch at-bat yesterday with about 7 or 8 consecutive foul balls. So it's going to be another one. We'll reset. Do it again. Rusnick's 3-2. Strike 3 right down the middle. So the young lefty has sat down the first 2 New Diana hitters looking. And up will step number 5, Jacob Newland. In the first of a couple of defensive changes this game, Jacob will be playing first base as the sophomore backstop Keaton Bogue gets the nod. Jacob takes a changeup in there for a ball. Newland holds his hand up, back in the box. Rusnick kicks, fires. Ground ball, foul down the third baseline. 1-1. 1-1, 2 outs, top of the first. Just getting underway here as the New Diana Eagles are facing the Brock Eagles. Pitch. High. 2 balls and a strike. If you'll remember last year in the playoff warm-up game, these two teams squared off. Newland pops that one up. It's going to be into shallow right field. Second baseman moves out and drops the baseball. It's tough play. Kind of got turned around in the wind here. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and give him a hit. So with 2 outs and 1 on, that's going to bring up the third baseman, Austin Kearns. Newland will have to run for himself. No courtesy runner here since he's playing first base. Kearns swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. It's going to be just a bit outside, 2-0. Excuse me, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Newland takes his lead. Very quick step from Rusnick. Has a very quick move in addition to being left-handed. To imagine it's going to be difficult for any of the Eagle runners to get a good jump here. 1-2, cut on and missed. That'll set him down as Rusnick strikes out the side. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left going to the bottom of the first. Your score, New Diana 0. Brock coming up.
There are no words to describe it. The isolation, the boredom, the loneliness. If you're wondering where your teenage son or daughter's spirit went, you're hardly alone. The past year has been devastating, especially for them. But here's the good news. They might just find it again. Playing high school sports. Workouts that stimulate, teammates and coaches that care. The sense of belonging so many of us have been missing lately. That's what school sports are all about. The sense of achievement is real, and the camaraderie is hard to beat. Coping with uncertainty is difficult, but school sports can help the teenagers in your family start feeling like themselves again. Encourage them to give it a try. High school sports. It's so much more than a game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Move to the bottom of the first inning as Brock held the Eagles scoreless in the top of the first. On the mound for the Eagles this ball game is going to be number 10, Cole Sherman. Looking around the rest of the diamond, we've got number 7, Keaton Bogue, doing the catching duties. As Sherman's first pitch to the right fielder, Moody. Moody bats from the left side. Here's the ball. It's going to be ball 2 high. You got Newland over at first. Thomas at second. Simmons at short. Kearns at third. Give you the outfield after this pitch. The 2-0 is going to be skied up. Simmons calls for it. Parks underneath it. Makes the grab for the first out. The outfield defensively from left to right. We've got the freshman Levi Green in left field. Sophomore Landon Holly is in center. And right field is sophomore Aiden Hamilton. As Sherman's first pitch to number 10, Fuchs, is the ball. The 1-0. That's going to be lined out into the gap. Left center field. Holly chases it down, fires the baseball in. So that's going to be a 1-out double for the Brock shortstop. That'll bring the first baseman, number 13, Harris, to the plate. Preseason rankings, Brock was number 5 in Class 3A. Sherman's first pitch is going to be fouled back, 0-1. Brock has a very, very good athletic program. They're pretty much good in everything, from golf to, if they had a tiddlywink team, they'd probably be the best. Be a good challenge for New Diana today. Ball one in the dirt, good block by Bogue. It'll even the count up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Harris, the first baseman for Brock, also bats from the left side. Takes a pitch on the outside corner, called a strike. Sherman ahead in the count here, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fuchs takes his lead away from second. Simmons shadowing behind him. Sherman checks him and fires. It's going to be a chopper hit foul down the first baseline. Weather hasn't changed a whole lot since 11 o'clock this morning. It's still overcast and cold and windy. The 1-2, cut on and missed for strike 3. So Sherman sits Harris down for the second out of the inning. And it's going to bring up the catcher, number 5, Bodecker. Sherman has the sign from Bogue, comes set, checks Fuchs at second. A little off-speed pitch there, misses. 1-0. The 1-0. A little bit low, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. New Diana is facing Brock. 0-0 so far. (2-0). Fastball will be fouled back. 2-1. Bounces off the brick dugout here at China Spring High School. Brock's field is in exceptional shape for the end of February. Coaches here have done a phenomenal job. China Springs. As that ball's flied out to right field, Aiden Hamilton camps underneath it and makes the grab for the final out of the inning. So the 1-out double does no damage as Fuchs is left stranded at second. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 man left going to the top of the second. Your score, New Diana 0, Brock 0. Top of the second inning will be led off by the DH in today's ball game, number 2, Elliott Foreman. Foreman continued his streak of reaching bases. Last game, reached base in 3 of his 4 at-bats. Rusnick's first pitch is breaking ball. Ball 1. The 1-0. Fouled into the first base dugout, 1-1. Foreman had almost had a home run the first ball game. Hit a ball about 340 feet to the base of the wall out in left center as he cuts and misses at that Rusnick offering. Rusnick ahead in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He kicks, fires. It's going to be lined out to the second baseman. Fields it on 1 hop, fires over to first for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the Eagles pitcher this inning. This ball game. Number 10, Cole Sherman. Rusnick's first pitch catches the inside corner. Strike 1. Pitch appeared to be almost in the same place. Must have been just a bit inside. 1-1's your count. That one was even further inside, but Sherman offered at it. So 1-2 now. Rusnick has very good movement on his pitches. As he misses just outside there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Working very quickly. Ball's going to be popped back. Oh. Hit the wire, holding the net up. Two. That off-speed pitch is going to be fouled over the first base dugout. So good at bat here by Sherman, extending the count. The 2-2. That one's going to be lifted out into center field. Center fielder's running in. Plenty of time to make the catch. Ball held up. That's going to bring up sophomore 6'5" post in basketball. Number 19, Aiden Hamilton. In case you didn't hear on yesterday's broadcast, the New Diana basketball season came to an end on Tuesday in a playoff game against Jefferson. First time the boys have made the playoffs in 14 years. As Rusnick starts out Hamilton with a ball. 1-0. I want to congratulate Coach Colton Wager and all of the boys on their fantastic run this season. 1 over 20 games as Hamilton takes a called strike. 2-1. It's going to be another fastball. Clips the outside corner. 2-2 now. Rusnick kicks, fires. Strike 3 right down the middle. Doesn't get much prettier than that. So Rusnick retires the Eagles 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Your score, New Diana 0, Brock 0. As the backstop for New Diana, Keaton Bowe gives the universal sign that he's ready to throw the ball down to complete warm-ups. We're in the bottom of the second inning here at China Spring High School as New Diana is taking on Brock in the second bracket game for New Diana today. Got the left fielder, number 15, Massey, up for Brock. 2-0. Sherman behind in the count here. 2 balls, no strikes. Start off the bottom of the second. Kicks, fires. Ball 3 high. Sherman from the wind. Massey taking all the way. Strike 1. 3-1. It's going to be a rope over the third baseman's head out into left field. Levi Green fields it out there. A little bit of trouble getting the ball in, but fires it all the way to second to keep Massey there. So it'll be a leadoff single for the left fielder. Now to bring up the center fielder, number 8, Cook. Jackson Cook. Cook squares to bunt. Perfectly executed. Right down the third baseline. Kearns fields it, throws the ball to the fence. So now we're going to have second and third with nobody out on the 2-base error by the third baseman. Cook laid that ball right down the third baseline. I don't think you could have rolled it any better than he bunted it. Excellent execution. Number 17, Rollins, who's the DH today, also squared to bunt. Offered at the pitch, but runners on second and third. Brock has runners on second and third here in the bottom of the second. Nobody out. It's going to be ball 1 low. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Outside, 2-1. Two ones cut on and missed. 2-2. Martinez hollers for the infield. Come in on the grass. The ball's going to be lifted out to right field. Aiden Hamilton coming in, makes the grab, fires the ball home, goes all the way to the fence. Thankfully, here at China Spring, they have a brick backstop, and it bounced right back to Bogue, so the run's not able to score. The throw coming in there from right field. Sherman, the pitcher, backed up, but he backed up kind of straight away from the catcher instead of on the angle that the throw was coming in. So, nevertheless, 1 out now. As the third baseman, Tucker, cuts and foul tips it into Bogue's glove, 0-1. It's going to be ball 1 high. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. The Brock Eagles threatening. Runners on second and third. Good pitch there on the inside corner, cut on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Sherman ahead in the count. Pitch placement very critical here. That's going to be ball 2, taken high, 2-2. As Tucker calls time, it's granted by the home plate umpire. 2-2's fouled straight back here behind the press box. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Sherman deals. Another ball lifted out to right field. Hamilton giving chase. Newland has it in foul territory, spins, fires the ball home. Bogue has it in time. Out at the plate. Tremendous double play as Jacob Newland caught the ball with his back to the plate in foul territory over on first, spun and threw the ball home. Plenty of time for Bogue to corral it, make the tag, and complete the double play, and that'll end the inning. So the leadoff single and the error make no impact on the ball game. We'll head to the top of the third. Your score, New Diana 0, Brock 0. Through 2 innings of play here in China Spring, New Diana and Brock are all knotted at 0. Brock threatened last inning, had the runners on second and third with nobody out as Levi Green leads it off here for New Diana. Takes the ball outside, ball 1. Green fouls that one back to the screen, 1-1. There was a ball hit into foul territory with 1 out, just to the other side of first base. Jacob Newland made the grab running away from the home plate, spun and threw the baseball down to Keaton Bogue at home plate to convert the double play. As Rusnick fires that fastball in there on the inside corner, taken for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Very good slider there. Breaks right into the strike zone. It's going to set Levi down. Looking. Going to bring up the center fielder, number 8, Landon Holly. Holly's a sophomore at New Diana. Rustin kicks, fires. Swing and a miss by Holly, 0-1. Just misses off the inside corner there. Counts all even at 1. The 1-1 comes in right at the belt, taken for a strike, 1-2. Rusnick's doing an excellent job at changing speeds very effectively and pitch location, throwing a lot of strikes. That one just a touch outside, skip to the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two, fouled back. Rusnick kicks, fires. Good looking breaking ball there. Sits Holly down looking. It's a sweeper. Somewhere between a slurve and a breaking ball or a slider, but it's sweeping in there, and it's Rusnick sat down 6 of the first 9 New Diana hitters as Hayden Thomas grounds the ball out to second base. Fielded by the second baseman, moving toward the bag at first, flips over to first for the out. So the Eagles go down in order, 1, 2, 3, going to the bottom of the third. Your score, New Diana 0, Brock 0. And the bottom of the third inning will be led off by the number 9 hitter for Brock, second baseman Cook. New pitcher on the mound for the Eagles is Blake Wadon has come on. Fires the ball above Cook's head for ball 1. The 1-0. It's going to be flied out to shallow right field. Hayden Thomas steps back a few paces, hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Take us back to the top of the lineup. Right fielder, number 6, Moody. Moody popped out to Simmons at shortstop last time. Against Sherman, we'll face Wadon this time. That ball's going to miss high and away. 1-0. The 1-0. Wadon skips it in there. 2 balls and no strikes now. Eagle defense is pretty much straight away. Holly out in center field is shaded toward the pull side for the left-handed hitter as Moody takes ball 3, 3-0 now. Kearns is even with the bag at third. Newland playing slightly behind the bag at first. Middle infield is back on the grass. Wadon walks Moody on 4 straight pitches. That'll bring up the shortstop, Fuchs. Fuchs had a 1-out double his last time, was left stranded at second base. Wadon checks Moody at first. Fuchs fouls it back to the brick wall. 0-1. See if Moody challenges the young sophomore catcher here. Wadon slide steps and fires. It's going to be a line drive over second base. Aiden Hamilton moves over to cut it off, falls down. Hawley comes over to help him out. That's going to score 1 run as the ball comes in, cut off by Newland. So that'll be an RBI double for Fuchs as Moody crosses the plate for the first run of the ball game. And here in the bottom of the third, Brock leads New Diana 1-0. Ball was hit deep out there into left center field. And by the time Hamilton got to it, he just slipped on the grass out there. Swadon misses outside, ball 1. Got the first baseman Harris up. Harris went down on strikes his first at bat. Bats here with Brock leading 1-0. 1 out. Runner on second. As Swadon misses low, 2-0. Wadon takes a deep breath. Leg kick, misses high and away, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. See if Harris has the green light here. Didn't matter. Ball was about chin high. Ball 4. So we're going to have a visit out of the dugout here from Coach Martinez. Going to come out and visit with Wadon. So this inning started with the number 9 hitter, second baseman Cook, popped out to Hayden Thomas out at second base. Moody came in and walked on 4 straight pitches. Then Fuchs hit a line drive to the right center field gap. Aiden Hamilton moved over and in the process of fielding it, slipped and kicked the ball over to Landon Hawley, and by the time the Eagles were able to get it in, 1 run had crossed. So, and then Harris just walked for the second walk of the inning. So Brock has runners on first and second, 1 out, with the catcher Bodecker at the plate. Wadon starts him with a fastball on the inside corner, 0-1. Bodecker bats cleanup for Brock. Have to imagine it's important to keep the ball down here. The 0-1. In the dirt, but cut on and missed. 0-2. Good block there by Bogue. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, bottom 3. Wadon comes set. Kicks. Fires. Nearly clips Bodecker in the head, but as it is, just a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball cut on and missed for strike 3. So Wadon's able to get Bodecker for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Massey. Massey had a single and then was thrown out at home on that part 2 of that double play last inning between Newland and Bogue. Wadon starts him with a fastball. Harmlessly pops it out to Thomas, who catches the ball on the grass. And that'll retire the side. But not before the Brock Eagles push 1 run across on a 1-out double by the shortstop Fuchs. Going to the top of the 4th inning. Your score, Brock 1, New Diana 0. The New Diana shortstop Logan Simmons will lead us off here in the top of the fourth. Brock pushed across 1 run in the bottom of the last inning, courtesy of a 1-out double by their shortstop, his second double of the ball game. As the lefty Rusnick fires the ball in there off the inside corner for ball 1. Strike 1 looked at, not too far off at the same place ball 1 was. Rusnick's as Simmons cuts and swings at that curveball 1-2. Rusnick has a very good location. The 1-2. Fastball tipped just at the plate there, so Simmons stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes as he leads off here in the top of the fourth. New Diana trails 1-0. The lefty fires it in there. Simmons waves at it for strike 3. It's about 4 or 5 inches off the plate there, but it's, unless you're here watching it, it's very deceiving. That's going to bring up Jacob Newland. Newland singled to right his first time. Checks his swing on a called strike on the outer third, 0-1. Newland takes the ball. Inside, another sweeping off-speed pitch there from Rusnick. That's ball 2 outside. Newland ahead in the count now, 2 balls, 1 strike. The 2-1. It's high, 3-1 now to Newland. The New Diana first baseman trying to reach base here, get something started for the Eagles. That ball's going to be lifted out into the gap. Very deep over the left fielder's head, goes all the way to the wall, so that'll be a 1-out double for Jacob Newland. Rusnick made a rare mistake there, left a fastball over the heart of the plate, and Newland deposited it out there in left field. Bring up the third baseman, Austin Kearns. See if the Eagles can square this ball game up here. Down 1-0 thus far. Top of the fourth. 1 out. Not able to check my weather app, but my toes tell me since they're numb, it's getting colder. Rusnick's first pitch to Kearns. It's hit right back up the middle, directly at the shortstop. It's going to double Newland off a second, and that quickly ends the rally. That's the way it goes sometimes. So, effectively, the Eagles go 3 up, 3 down. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, no men left. Going to the bottom of the fourth, your score, Brock 1, New Diana 0. On to the bottom of the fourth. Brock leads New Diana 1-0. The Brock Eagles will be led off by their center fielder, Jackson Cook. Cook laid down a sacrifice, what was intended to be a sacrifice last at bat, and reached on a error. Wadon starts him off the inside corner of ball one. The 1-0. It's going to be skied back out of play. One ball, one strike. That off-speed pitch falls just low, 2-1 to Cook. Double check our Eagle defense here. That ball's going to be grounded out to Simmons at short, fields it, fires over to Newland. Newland in the split, stretched out, makes the effort and gets the out. Good defensive play there by both Simmons and Newland to get the speedy Cook. Brock head coach has a word with the first base umpire. So it's one out. The DH, number 17, Rollins, steps in. Wadon starts him with a fastball, just a touch high. Rollins flew out to Aiden Hamilton in right field his last time. Bats here with one out, nobody on. Bottom of the fourth inning. Wadon from the wind. Catches the outside corner with that fastball. 1-1 now. The 1-1. Curveball snaps right in there. 1-2 now. Very good pitch by Wadon there. As he removes his glove, massages the baseball on the way back to the mound, strides up on top, ready to deliver the 1-2. Fastball just a little high. 2-2. Rollins started to offer at it, but was able to hold up in plenty of time. Ball's going to be dribbled just foul down the third base line. Reese Rollins. Apologize, we weren't given first names, so we're kind of picking them up as we go here for the Brock Eagles. The 2-2. Fastball is going to be skied just behind the bag at second base. Simmons moves over and makes the grab for out number 2. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 14, Tucker. Caleb Tucker. Tucker popped out in foul territory to Newland his first time. That's going to be a ground ball, hit sharply. Simmons fields it. Newland fires, grabs it. Oh, just wasn't able to pick it, then picked it up at the last second, but Tucker had already crossed the bag. So that'll go as an infield hit. As the young man beat it out down the line. It's going to be a tough play. Simmons fielded it deep in the hole. Ball bounced just before it got to Newland. He managed to knock it down, just couldn't corral it in time. So with 2 outs, they'll bring up the number 9 hitter. Second baseman Cook popped out to Thomas his first time. He fouls that one back. But on comes set. Checks first. Ball. 1-1 now. Wadon with a quick pickoff. It's going to go past Newland all the way to the screen. That's going to give Cook a free pass down to second base. It was actually on the other side, so as the runner dove back in, it was on the right field side. The throw was from Wadon, so that'll go down as E1, allowing Tucker to advance to second base. 1-1's your count. That's a fastball in the inner half. 1-2. Tucker takes his lead away from second. It's going to be a ball high, even it up. 2-2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth, Brock leads New Diana 1-0, threatening here with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. The pitch from Wadon. Fastball misses just off the inside corners. Wadon bites his bottom lip. That one was close. 3-2. First base open. Don't imagine the runner would be off with the pitch, but you never know. The 3-2. Fastball is going to be hammered out into center field. Hawley coming in. Misses the baseball. That's going to score a run. Newland's able to cut it off. Actually, Wadon cut it off. Through to second. Goes into center field. That was a line drive. Hawley was making a run in for it and just misjudged the baseball, I guess. Breezed right past his glove. I think he did get a piece of it because it didn't go all the way to the fence. So, but that hit will plate Tucker, and we're back to the top of the lineup with Moody. Walked his last time, popped out to the shortstop his first time. Another line drive hit out to Hawley. Has this one in his sights. But not before the damage has been done. Brock Eagles push across 1 run on 1 hit. 2 errors for the New Diana Eagles. Going to the top of the 5th inning. Your score, Brock 2, New Diana 0. Elliott Foreman will lead off the New Diana Eagles here in the top of the fifth. Foreman grounded out to second base his first time. Brock leads New Diana 2-0. As Rusnick misses low with that pitch, 1-0. The 2-0 slapped out into right field. That's going to fall. Right fielder makes it over, cuts it off. Ball's going to get past him just a little bit. Foreman takes off for second. He's in there safely. So the right fielder, when he got to the ball, I think he overran it just a little bit. So it'll go down as an E9, allowing him to get to second. But a leadoff single for Elliott Foreman. And right away, New Diana has a runner in scoring position. And Blake Wadon steps to the plate. Wadon came in for Sherman after 2 innings of work on the mound. Wadon will bat here in the top of the fifth. New Diana trails by 2. Elliott Foreman steps away from second base to get his lead. Wadon fouls the first pitch back. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike as Rusnick steps off. It's going to reset. Saw something he didn't like. Steps back on top of the rubber. The lefty kicks, fires, fouled at the plate. 0-2 for Jesse Rusnick. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Eagles have a runner in scoring position out at second base. Pitch to Wadon. It's a good breaking ball. Wadon's able to hold up, though. That pitch swept from the outside corner all the way to the right-handed batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fastball is going to be flared out of play down the right side. So Wadon staying alive here after getting behind in the count. Rusnick has his sign. Kicks and delivers. It's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Fields it, looks Foreman back to second. Ball is dropped, though. That's going to be E3 as the third baseman made a great throw over there. First baseman just dropped it. So Wadon was able to get down the line before he was able to pick the ball up and get the force out. So we're going to have a courtesy runner for Wadon since he's taking over the pitching duties here. It'll be number 1, Trent Pepper. You get men on base, you put the ball in play, good things happen. Number 19, Aiden Hamilton at the plate now. Takes a strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Crucially important for the New Diana Eagles to push something across here this inning. Kind of steal the momentum back here. That's going to be cut on and missed. Ball just barely gets away from the catcher, but not far enough for Foreman to. Not enough for Foreman to get out to third base. It's the little things that make the difference. No balls, 2 strikes. Hamilton cuts and swings for strike 3. Sorensen sets Hamilton down for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the left fielder Levi Green. Green went down looking his first time. Bats here with 1 out, top of the 5th inning. New Diana trails by 2, have runners on first and second. After they got the first 2 men on, courtesy of a leadoff single by Foreman and an error on the first baseman for Brock. Green goes to bunt. Foreman got a pretty big secondary. Catcher tried to backpick him at second, but nothing doing. It's going to be 0-1. An 0-1 count here as Green did offer it that curveball. The 0-1. Misses outside, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. New Diana with runners on first and second. Pitch misses off the outside corner, 2-1 here. Rusnick kicks, fires. It's about a ball inside there. 3-1 now. Very patient here by Green. Those pitches are not missing by much, but they are missing, contrary to what some of the fans in the crowd think. The 3-1. Cut on and miss, 3-2. See if we can put the bat on the ball here, get something in play. Three-two. Foreman takes off for third. Catcher falls to his knees, throws it over. Foreman slides in just in time. It's ball 4 anyway. Great effort there by Foreman. So the Eagles will have the bases loaded now as we're going to have a visit from the Brock coach. So we'll take a quick second. Be back right after this. The mound visit concluded. The coach is heading back to the dugout. We'll bring up the number 9 hitter for New Diana, center fielder Landon Holly. Holly struck out looking his first time. Bats here with the bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the 5th. New Diana down by 2 but threatening. Rusnick misses low, ball 1. Eagles have a real opportunity here. The 1-0. It's going to hit Holly, sending him down to first base. So that'll be an RBI HBP for Landon Holly. As Elliott Foreman crosses home plate with the first New Diana Eagle run. Going to have another visit from the Brock head coach. So we'll have a pitching change here. We'll grab his number and be back right with you. We're on the top of the fifth inning here at China Spring High School. Brock leads New Diana 2-1. Eagles have already scratched across one here in the top of the fifth. Still had the bases loaded with one out. And the new pitcher for Brock is number 11, Matsky. Matsky will come from the side to Hayden Thomas as we're back to the top of the lineup for the Eagles. Matsky has I would say, a very similar delivery to Big John Luttrell, for you Eagle fans that remember him from last year and several years. Matsky starts Thomas with a fastball, strike one. As Thomas steps back in, Eagles take their lead from every base. Brock's defense is playing back. Thomas slices that ball down the right field line. Foul. 0-2 now. Smatsky asks for a new ball. The umpire grants his request. Thomas is 0 for 2 so far. Went down looking his first at bat and grounded out to the second baseman, his second. The 0-2. High and away, ball one. With Matsky's delivery coming from the side there, it's going to put some spin on the baseball. It's going to allow it to cut into right-handed hitters. The 1-2. Fouled into the third base dugout. We'll reset and do it again. Matsky asks for a new baseball once again, as the lights have come on here in China Spring. Got one game to follow us here. It'll be West from yesterday's ball game. We'll play the 6:30 game today. So that ball's going to bounce in front of the dirt. In front of the plate in the dirt. Thomas has worked the count back to 2-2 now. Two balls, two strikes, one out. Top five. New Diana trails by one. Bases loaded. It's going to be outside. Ball three. That one not really close. It's about 3 feet outside. Thomas with a couple of practice swings. Matsky comes set. Kicks. Fires. Thomas fouls it. Just over the first base dugout. Good at bat here by Thomas. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat. The 3-2. Going to be lined out in center field. Dropped for a base hit. Had to wait so long. All the runners are able to advance, though. Looked like the center fielder might be able to make a play on it, but unable to. So Hayden Thomas comes through in the bases loaded situation with an RBI single. That'll bring up Logan Simmons as everybody moves up 90 feet. The ball game now tied 2 apiece. Got a squeeze on. Excellently, perfectly executed. It's a race to the bag. Oh, the umpire says that the pitcher was able to beat Simmons to the bag. Very close play, but perfectly executed squeeze play as Green scores from third, and the New Diana Eagles have taken the lead here 3-2. As Holly advances to third on the play. Thomas over to second. Newland will bat with runners on second and third. Love to see that this early in the season. Good execution by the Eagles on that play. Matsky's first pitch to Newland. Hits him in the helmet. He's got one of the hardest heads I know, so I'm sure he's going to be okay. So with 2 outs, bases loaded, that'll bring up the third baseman, Austin Kearns. Eagles have put 3 across this inning, lead Brock 3-2. Kearns cuts and misses at the first pitch. Kearns swung at the ball. Not sure if they're calling it a foul. They're going to call it a foul tip. So no harm, no foul there. A little bit of excitement. Thought it might have been a pass ball, and the Eagles were going to get another run. Not quite the case. The umpire is going to go. Actually, the home plate umpire is going to go out and talk to the field ump. The field ump was the one that said that it had touched the bat. Official calls a foul ball. So no balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. Austin Kearns at the plate. Matsky with a long look in. Checks all the runners at the bases. Now comes set. Kicks. Little flare. Got the first baseman, the catcher coming over. It's going to go off his glove into foul territory. Holly went ahead and ran home just to make sure, but was in fact a foul ball. So 0-2 now. Kearns is the 9th hitter for New Diana this inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kearns at the plate. Matsky comes set. Kicks, fires. It's going to be a line drive out into center field. Center fielder makes a diving catch to rob Kearns of at least 2 RBIs and the Eagles 2 more runs. So that line out will make the final out of the inning, but not before the Eagles push across. 3 runs on 2 hits. Couple of hit by pitches and a couple of errors. Moving to the bottom of the 5th, your score, New Diana 3, Brock 2.
She calls, I always fear to lose my cool. Baby,
The bottom of the fifth inning here at China Spring High School. New Diana leads Brock 3-2 after the Eagles pushed across 3 in the top half of the fifth. The Brock Eagles are going to be led off by their shortstop, who's 2 for 2 today with 2 doubles and an RBI. Number 10, Fuchs. Wadon starts him with the ball high, 1-0. The 1-0. Strike on the corner. Wadon evens the count, 1-1. As Green slowly makes his way a few steps over toward the center fielder. As Fuchs cuts and misses there, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Seeing as how Fuchs has hit both of his doubles to left center field. Wadon with a deep breath from the wind. Pretty good looking curveball there. Must have been just a bit inside. 2-2. There with Don Arfering is going to go all the way to the screen. Be 3-2 now as Fuchs has worked the count back full. Three-two. Fastball cut on and missed. Strike 3. That'll set Fuchs down for the first time today and be the first out of the bottom of the fifth here. Bring up the first baseman, Harris. The Brock first baseman is 0 for 1. Struck out his first time and walked his last, was left stranded at first. Wadon starts him with a fastball low, ball 1. The 1-0. Ball too high. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the fifth. Eagle defense is pretty much straight away. And Wadon fastball misses low. 3-0. The 3-0. Got the green light. Single out to Aiden Hamilton in right field. So with 1 out, the Brock Eagles have a man on. It's going to bring up the catcher, Bodecker. Bodecker's 0 for 2 so far. Flew out to Hamilton in right and struck out his last time up. Wadon comes set. Checks the runner at first. Bodecker cuts and misses. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Bodecker flares that one just in front of the first base dugout. Out of play. 0-2. Wadon's quickly ahead here. The 0-2. It's a good pitch by Wadon. Just stabbed at by Bodecker. Little pop out there to Simmons at short. Makes the grab for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the left fielder, Massey. Massey's 1 for 2. Singled his first at bat. Popped out to Thomas out there in short right field his last time. Long pause here by Wadon. Harris fakes it. Called strike by the umpire. 0-1. Harris faked a move to second base. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom 5. New Diana leads Brock 3-2. The 0-1. Too high. 1-1 now. Well, Don's doing a pretty good job of altering the time between pitches. Try to keep the runner as close to first base as he can. Quick throw over. Harris back in time. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Slide step that time by Wadon. Cut on and missed by Massey. Wadon ahead in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harris takes his lead away from first. Wadon checks him. Excellent off-speed pitch is going to set Massey down for the 3rd out of the inning. Great job there by Wadon, pulling the string on Massey. So the 1-out single does no damage. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Going to the top of the 6th. New Diana leads Brock 3-2. Moved to the top of the 6th there at China Spring High School. New Diana leads Brock 3-2. Eagles will be led off by Elliott Foreman this inning. And Brock has a new pitcher on the mound. Number 19, Ethan Riley, comes in relief of Matsky. Riley's first pitch to Foreman hits him just above the tailbone. So the Eagles will take it as Foreman runs down to first base. I do believe that is the 4th time that Foreman has been hit by a pitch this tournament. It is. So that'll bring Blake Wadon to the plate as Foreman takes his lead. Riley fires a strike just a little low. Ball 1. This is actually the first time, except for last inning, that the Eagles have had their leadoff man on. So only 2 out of the 6 innings. As that pitch is going to miss outside, 2 balls, no strikes. So Don's worked ahead. Looks down at Coach Martinez for his signs, has his instructions, and steps into the box. Riley comes set, checks Foreman at first, kicks, fires low. In a stark contrast to the last Brock Hurler, Riley comes straight over the top with his delivery. Really comes down the hill. The 3-0. It's going to be a fastball. Called a strike, 3-1. The 3-1. In the dirt, ball 4. So the Eagles are cooking here with the first 2 men on. Elliott Foreman led the inning off with a hit by pitch. Blake Wadon worked a 5-pitch walk. We're going to have a visit from the Brock dugout. We'll take a quick break and be back in just a minute. All right, with the mound visit over, we're going to have a pinch hitter for Aiden Hamilton. It's going to be number 3. Peyton Brewer steps in. Brewer, first pitch, fouls it back over the right side, 0-1. No balls and a strike here to Peyton Brewer. Brewer takes high, ball 1, 1-1. Last game, Brewer went 1 for 2 with a RBI single. New Diana has runners on first and second. Nobody out, top of the 6th. Riley's pitch to Brewer is fouled back. 2 balls and a strike. Excuse me, 1 ball and a strike. Riley with a long look in here to Bodecker, the catcher. Now quickly comes set. Checks Foreman at second. Delivers the pitch. Big bending breaking ball in there. Buckled Brewer at the knees. He'll go down looking for the first out of the inning. Very good pitch there by Riley. That ball got to about 6 feet, within 6 feet of the plate, and just completely fell off the table into the zone. That'll bring up left fielder Levi Green. Green's 0 for 1 as a strikeout, walk, scored a run. Swings and misses, 0-1. Riley comes set. Swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 from Riley. Strike 3. Cut on and missed. That'll set Green down for the second time this afternoon. It'll be the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, Landon Holly. Holly struck out looking his first time. It was hit by a pitch and left stranded at third his last. Bats here now with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. New Diana leads by 1. Runners on first and second. Swing and a miss by Holly. 0-1. We'd like to congratulate Austin Green today. New Diana alum. He's a junior at Texas Tech. Hit his second home run today. Holly squares to bunt. He's going to bunt it foul near the third base dugout. 0-2 now. Martinez relays good idea to Holly. I believe Holly probably did that as on his own with the corners. Third base is playing back, even with the bag. First base is well back. The 0-2 misses just a little bit low as everybody was beginning to walk off the field there, but it will be ball one. 1-2's your count on the young sophomore center fielder. The 1-2. Bounces in front of the plate. It's going to go all the way to the screen. That'll advance the runners down to second and third on the wild pitch by Riley. If Holly can find a way to reach base here, Thomas awaits on deck. Back to the top of the New Diana lineup. The 2-2. Hit right back at Riley, the pitcher, knocks it down with his glove, softly tosses it over to first base for the out. So the Brock Eagles get out of it. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 men left going to the bottom of the 6th. Your score, New Diana 3, Brock 2. Number 8, Jackson Cook will lead off the Brock Eagles here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Cook is 0 for 2. Reached on an error his first time. Grounded out to Simmons at short as second. Wadon comes out for his 4th inning of work as Cook calls timeout and backs out of the box. Wadon's first pitch. It's high and away, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Oh, umpire motioned like it was going to be a strike and didn't call it, so that's going to be ball 2. Must have had just a little spasm there that his right arm just flared out. 2 balls, no strikes. As Wadon delivers. Ball's going to be lifted. Newland's got it over in foul territory. Moves over. Makes the grab. Good play there. These high fly balls are always dangerous with this wind swirling. But good play there by Newland in foul territory. It's going to bring up we have a pinch hitter for the DH. Reese Rawlings. It's going to be Ty Besker as he fouls the first Wadon offering straight back. Oh, and 1's your count. Don delivers another fastball right down the middle. Fouled back. 0-2 quickly ahead here. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom 6. New Diana leads Brock 3-2. Wadon with some good movement on that pitch there, but moved just a little bit too far outside. Still well ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Deep breath by Wadon. Kicks and fires. That one glances off of Bogue's glove and goes back to the backstop. 2-2 now. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Another curveball in the dirt. Besker's worked it full here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. See if Wadon can make a pitch here. Let him put it in play. Name of the game's no free passes. The 3-2. Ball 4. So with 1 out, the Rock Eagles have a man on first base. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Caleb Tucker. Tucker's 1 for 2. Scored a run. He'll step in here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Brock trailing New Diana by 1. Looking to do some damage. Squares to bunt, fouls it straight back. The 0-1. As Tucker gets his number sequence from his coach down at third base, looks at his wristband. Wadon fires it over. Newland dives to stop the baseball. Need to be careful there. We don't need anything going to the screen here and allowing the tying run to get into scoring position. The 0-1. Fastball fouled straight back. 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Besker takes his lead away from first. It's going to be a ground ball out to Simmons. Simmons flips to Thomas, fires to first. Not able to complete the double play, but we do get an out, so that's positive. Simmons fielded that ball going towards second base. I'm not sure why he just didn't field it and go across the bag instead of flipping to Thomas, but in any event, we'll go down as a fielder's choice. 6-4. As Coach Bernie Martinez calls time to come out of the dugout. Looks like we are going to have a pitching change here. We're going to have Cannon Williford come in for New Diana. So we'll take a break and be right back with you. the bottom of the 6th inning, New Diana leads Brock 3-2 as the sophomore right-hander Cannon Williford has come in relief of Blake Wadon. Wadon did an excellent job of pitching for for New Diana. Between him and Sherman, able to keep the Brock Eagles so far held to just 2 runs. Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner here coming in. Actually, it wouldn't be a courtesy runner. Looks like we've got Watkins that's going to come in and run for Tucker at first. So we've got 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. Brock has a runner on first. Williford on the mound. And the second baseman, Cook, steps to the plate. First pitch from Williford misses low, ball 1. Watkins takes his lead. That's going to hit Cook in the back. So Brock will have runners on first and second now. Two outs, back to the top with right fielder Moody. So for 2 on the day. It's popped out to short, flew out to right field, walked and scored a run. He'll bat here with runners on first and second. Brock trailing by 1. Tying run out at second base. Williford's first pitch is delivered through the hole between first and second. Brewer boots the ball as he comes up for it. That's going to tie the ball game. So it was a single between the hole and first and second. And they were waving the runner around first. Brewer came in to, not sure that we would have got him anyway, but in any event, ball game is now tied 3-3. And Brock has runners at the corners with 2 outs. It's going to bring the shortstop Fuchs to the plate. Ball 1 low.
We will correct the scoreboard in between innings.
It's going to be ball 2 high. 2-0 here. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. As Fuchs, who is 2 for 3 on the day, had 2 doubles to start the game. Runner's going to take off for second. He'll advance there, defensive indifference. Brock has 2 men in scoring position now. Called strike by the umpire as Fuchs let that one go in order for the runner to get to second. The 2-1. Fouled back, 2-2. The 2-2. Going to be sliced down the right field line. That's a fair ball. That's going to score at least 2. Ball goes all the way into the corner. Newland cuts it off, as that's going to be a stand-up triple for Fuchs. First base open there. So it'll be a 2-out, 2 RBI triple for Fuchs.
Score is 4-3 Brock.
It's 5-3. A little bit of confusion here. They can't reset the scoreboard unless they take all the numbers off of it. So we've run into that a couple of times. So we're going to have Cam Harris step in here. Ball's going to be flared down the third base side, out of play. I believe the count's 0-2. Another foul ball. It's at least 2 strikes here. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bottom 6. Williford, the ground ball down the first baseline, foul. Brock's pushed across 3 runs this inning to take the lead 5-3 from New Diana. The 0-2. Going to be hit out into center field. Hawley moving back. It's going to be over his head all the way to the wall. We're going to have back-to-back stand-up triples here for Brock. As Harris moves into third base. Brock extends their lead to 6-3 now, as Coach Martinez jogs out of the dugout. Six to 3 here as we approach the 2-hour time limit. Not exactly sure how much time we have left. I would say 6 or 7 minutes maybe, as we've gone 114 minutes on the broadcast thus far. The ball's going to be in the dirt. Bogue does a good job, loses it momentarily, but is going to be able to keep the runner at third base. Ball 1. The 0-1. In there for strike 2 to Bodecker. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bottom 6. It just swung on and missed. First pitch must have been a ball. Apologies there. Now it's 1-2. Thank you, Mr. Umpire. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is going to be outside. 2-2 now. Bodecker's 0 for 3 on the day. One and 2. In the dirt. Excuse me. I'm sorry. They apologize, folks. They keep changing the scoreboard. That's going to be a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Runner on third. Brock leads New Diana 6-3. That's going to hit Bodecker in the helmet. So technically it'll be an HBP, and it was ball 4 anyway. Two outs, bottom 6. 6-3. As Bogue relays the signs to the infield with the Brock Eagles having runners on first and third. It's going to be the second consecutive hit by pitch, as Massey is also hit by a pitch. So the bases are going to be loaded as Jackson Cook will step back to the plate. He started this inning with a pop-out, foul pop-out to Newland. All of this has been with 2 outs for the most part. Eagles just not able to shut the door here. So we're going to have another visit from Coach Martinez. So we'll take a quick break. Get back with you in just a minute. We're at the bottom of the 6th inning. Had a pitching change for New Diana. Going to bring in the shortstop, number 4, Logan Simmons. Try to stop the bleeding here. Brock has scored 4 runs with 2 outs to take the lead 6-3 over New Diana. Simmons is working on completing his warm-up tosses here, and will resume the action. Simmons is going to come in with the bases loaded, and the center fielder Jackson Cook at the plate. That's going to be the end of the game, so it looks like that pitching change was probably by design there, be my guess. So that's going to finish it off. Brock comes back to defeat New Diana 6-3 in 6 innings. Cannon Williford will pick up the loss, and the Eagles will move to 2-2 in the Tom Oliver tournament New Diana will play tomorrow at 12:30 right back here at China Spring. Please join us then. We thank you for listening. This has been Jeff